The Heat took down the Hornets in tonight's game. Just an awkward game overall. Not a great offensive showing. The third quarter kind of turned things around with Jimmy Butler kind of coming alive and taking over offensively. The Heat team overall just took over defensively. But this game was a Bam Adebayo game. And it's a Bam Adebayo topic. If you look at a stat sheet and did not watch this game, you wouldn't think so because 7 for 21, 3 for 13 at the half. Did not look like a good offensive showing. But the attempts is the most important thing with him. Seeing the aggression, seeing him every time down, looking at the rim, at least trying to score, is the turn that you wanted to see. It's the turn you wanted to see when Kyle Lowry joined this team overall. But I just want to go through some of the things that we saw in the way that even when he's not shooting the greatest, when he's shooting 33% for the field, the way he can impact the game. The first ways about this, the first few clips, is the defense. He's been playing at an absolutely elite level defensively, even when the offense wasn't totally there and he wasn't attacking in the first couple of games when coming back. The defense has still been very, very elite. So the first play right here, late in the first quarter, Terry Rozier is kind of attacking the pick and roll. Bam, early on right here, is going to close that off. Both of them tag. Terry's going to pass it back out. He's going to get it right back. What does Bam do? He's going to step up, do what he did all night, is switch onto the perimeter. This is one of the only teams kind of in the Eastern Conference that they can just fully switch against. There's beaters, obviously, with Plumlee when he gets a smaller guard on him, but they're not really worried about that because they'll help down. He's not one of those real big post threats that they felt comfortable in this way. Terry Rozier now gets it. Bam's guarding him. And as you're going to see, he stays and he gets him. But the thing Bam does is he almost waits for him on the cut through. He knows he's not going to be able to make some crazy shot right here. He lets him cut through, waits a second. As you see him pause, and he goes up for the swat. Just that was kind of sums up the night for him defensively and the way he was able to track down these guards. The next one does not seem maybe like a big deal, but it has been a big deal if you see the line of clips that he does every single night, the amount of times he does this. Last year, different things that happened defensively. It's a very different defensive team. There was a lot of stuff going down the back line. There was not as many good defenders that he couldn't switch out onto the perimeter as often and be so lucky that a back big down low would kind of get a bucket. Now he doesn't have to worry about as much. He can make gambles. He can take risks. But the difference is there's a lot of these times where they do get a guard on a big, but they just can't get the ball in. Bam is just too physically gifted as a perimeter defender that he's kind of using his length to his advantage. You're going to see right here, they're going to try to insert it in. And Bam, once again, just tips it away, gets the steal, and they get out on the break right there. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but time and time again, you'll notice every single night that little possession, that little play is a big deal when it comes down to the way the offense has to shift from there, that they have to make that extra swing pass to kind of insert it inside down low, and it leads to quicker recovery speeds for a defense. The next one of the highlights from the night was this Bam block and this kind of play. But the thing is, and I kind of cut it off short, right before this possession, right before this matchup, Bam was on Plumlee. He switches on to LaMelo, and then he switches on to Rozier, and now he switches on to Bridges. He was guarding 4 different players basically on the possession. And now he gets Bridges on a drive. What does he do? He's going to track him down like he always does. He gets the chase down block, kind of gets him a nice little stare down. And now he's running the break. They have numbers. And right here, he's going to get in the feed, and he's going to lay it in. Just the things he's able to do defensively, the way he's able to switch on, like I said before, just onto a different player every single time a screen comes is just so hard for an offense that's perimeter oriented like this Hornets team. The next thing, shifting to the main topic of the night, the aggression. What was he doing? How was he getting his looks? This is a good starting point. Right here, you're going to see Bam get it right at the top of the key. What is the difference? First of all, if I go back a little bit, how is he generating this type of space? The first thing is Tyler's going to come off an off-ball screen. What does that do? That takes Gordon Hayward kind of away from the nail for the help. Initially, he has to draw it a hero. We're going to see Jimmy what he's going to do. They're going to try to get Bam to drive like we saw all night. They're going to try to put him in positions to score. But Jimmy right here waving Gabe Vincent to come off the off-ball screen, to come off a type of pin down is just kind of working these two defenders, keeping them busy as Bam kind of works the one-on-one. No help can be brought over when you do this right here. Jimmy's going to call for it. Oubre gets kind of taken aback from that type of off-ball movement. Bam drives right by, and he gets the N1 finish. That is how they're doing it. They're doing so many misdirections, and it's a word. Misdirection is something I'm going to show in the last clip here. But the way that they're able to work these misdirections and get open looks from their off-ball movement, it's one of their biggest keys of their offense for years. But now that it's being used for Bam's advantage, that's when it takes the next step overall, even when Kyle Lowry isn't on the floor right there. Next one. Speaking of Duncan, not a great Duncan night, but he still, as much as people don't want to hear it, he still provides a ton of gravity. Like, it still gives Bam good looks. Bam has obviously over the years given Duncan so many good looks. Feels like Duncan's paying the favor right here. Comes off the handoff that he gets right here, 2 flash high to Duncan. Even when he's not hitting as much as he should in these open looks, 2 are still flying to him. Now it's 4-on-3s. The base of their offense tonight, base of their offense on many nights is 4-on-3s. They're able to just get in a position where they have an advantage. Now you can work the kickouts, you can work the middle of the floor. But tonight, when Bam gets to the middle of the floor, we knew what he was doing right here. He gets it, goes up, the ball ends up rolling in off to the front of the rim. That's what you like to see from Bam. You don't play for the double. You don't play for the help defense so you can kick it out. You play to score. If they help down, then you make the kick out. You make that your second option. That's what he did tonight. The last one, as much as we want to talk about his aggressiveness, let's tie this all together. He had a pretty good rebounding night. He came out early and got a bunch of rebounds, but his playmaking is still utilized in this starting lineup a ton just because, once again, Duncan Robinson and Jimmy Butler, when you kind of combine those two in an off-ball action, you can kind of really get good looks, as we see right here. Bam, something they do with the post splits that we've seen utilized with PJ and Omer when they were gone at a very lesser level. You see Bam doing it right here. Duncan's going to come down. Jimmy's going to look like he's going to set the screen. They slip. They're so focused on Duncan possibly popping out that Bam's going to feed him right inside. And Jimmy's going to finish. It was just a weird offensive night. They got it done through misdirections from Jimmy attacking mismatches and just Bam continuing to shoot. It's a topic we're going to continue to have. If he's aggressive, if he continues to have this type of mindset throughout the season with Kyle Lowry just taking on the playmaking duties full on, the ceiling of this team rises to a different level.